Hello, and a very warm welcome to another episode of Speech Bloom, the podcast where your English skills blossom. I'm Lily, and I'm so happy you're joining us today.
And I'm Jack. Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing great. You know, Lily, I'm actually proud of myself today. I woke up before my alarm clock. That's rare.
Wow, really? That's impressive, Jack. So, no 5 more minutes this morning.
Nope. I decided today's the day I start being a morning person. But honestly, the real reason I'm excited is because today's topic is something everyone needs, whether you're a student, traveler, or professional.
You're absolutely right. Today's episode is all about how to introduce yourself in English in a simple, natural, and confident way.
Ooh, nice. That's such an important skill. You know, introductions are like your first impression. If you do it well, the conversation goes smoothly.
Exactly, Jack. When you meet someone for the first time, the first few sentences you say can make people remember you in a positive way.
But Lily, sometimes learners get nervous. Like, they want to say something, but they can't think of the right words.
Yes, that's very common. Some learners say too little, like just hi. Others say too much, and it becomes confusing.
Like, hi, my name is Jack, I'm 27, I like pizza, and my favorite animal is a cat.
Exactly. So today, we'll keep it simple and clear, step by step.
Perfect. So if I'm a beginner in English, this episode will help me know what to say, when to say it, and how to sound natural.
That's right. We'll break it into 5 small parts so you can practice easily and sound confident in any situation. Okay, let's begin with the most basic and important step. Start with the greeting and your name.
Sounds easy so far. But Lily, how should we greet people? Is it always hi?
Great question, Jack. The greeting depends on the situation, how formal or friendly it is. Here are some examples. Casual greetings for friends, classmates, informal situations. Hi, I'm Maria.
Hey, my name's Alex.
Hello, I'm Jack. Nice to meet you.
Formal greetings for interviews, professional meetings, or presentations. Good morning. I'm Mr. Arjun Sharma.
Good afternoon. My name is Priya Mehta.
Hello. My name is Dr. Lee. It's a pleasure to meet you. So hi and hey are friendly, and good morning or hello are more formal.
Exactly. And here's a useful pronunciation tip. When you say your name, speak slowly and clearly. For example, instead of saying, "Hi, I'm Jack Smith," too fast, say, "Hi, I'm Jack Smith."
Oh, that pause makes it easier for others to catch the name. Smart.
Yes, and don't forget, smiling is part of your introduction. Even if your English isn't perfect, a warm smile shows confidence.
That's so true. People remember your attitude, not just your grammar.
Exactly, Jack. And one more tip. Always use a friendly tone, not too serious. For example, say, "Hi, I'm Lily. Nice to meet you," with a cheerful tone, not, "Hi, I'm Lily."
Yeah, that second one sounds like a robot.
Right? Sounding human is always better.
Okay, I'll try. Hi, I'm Jack. Nice to meet you. Smiles.
Perfect. That's clear, confident, and natural.
Thanks. So let me check if I got it right. Step 1, say a greeting like hi or good morning, then your name, and say it clearly with a smile.
Excellent summary, Jack. That's your foundation for any self-introduction.
Awesome. So what comes next?
That's what we'll learn in the next section, how to talk about where you're from. Okay, let's move to the second step of introducing yourself, saying where you're from.
Ah, yes. That's usually the next question people ask, right? Where are you from?
Exactly. It's such a common part of introductions. When you tell people where you're from, it helps them connect with you. Maybe they've been to your city, or they know someone from your country.
True. So what's the best way to say it?
You can keep it very simple. Listen to these examples. I'm from India. I'm from Mexico. I'm from a small town near Paris. I'm from New York, but I live in Los Angeles now.
Oh, I like that last one. It shows where you're originally from and where you live now.
Yes, that's a great way to make your answer sound more natural and complete. Here's a small structure learners can follow. I'm from city/country, but I live in current place.
Let me try. I'm from London, but I live in Tokyo now.
Perfect. Clear and simple.
Lily, what if I'm from a small place that people might not know?
Good question. You can describe it with a little detail to help the listener understand. For example, I'm from Araria, a small town in the east of India. Or I'm from Cusco, a beautiful city in the mountains of Peru.
Ah, adding a small detail makes it more interesting.
Exactly. And here's another tip. When you say the name of your country or city, pronounce it clearly. Some learners say it too fast or too quietly. Remember, this is the part that tells people who you are and where you belong, so say it proudly.
Got it. So if someone asks me, where are you from? I can say, I'm from London, the capital city of the UK.
Beautiful. That's confident and clear.
Great. So far I've learned Step 1, greeting plus name. Step 2, say where you're from.
Exactly. And together they already sound natural. Hi, I'm Jack. I'm from London.
Simple but perfect. What's next, Lily?
Next, we'll learn how to talk about what you do, whether you're a student, a worker, or doing something else. Yes, the big one. What do you do? I always hear that question. Yes, it's very common. People usually ask it right after learning your name and where you're from. It helps them understand your daily life or job.
Okay, so how do I answer that question easily?
Well, it depends on what you do. Let's start with the most common answers. If you're a student, you can say, I'm a student. I'm studying civil engineering. I study English at college. I'm in my final year of school.
That's nice and easy. I could say, I'm studying business at university.
Perfect. You can also add where you study. I'm a student at Sri Panisva Nath Renu Engineering College. That gives more details and sounds complete.
Oh, so it's better to say both what you study and where you study?
Exactly, Jack. For example, I'm a student at Delhi University. I'm studying computer science.
Nice. That sounds natural and professional.
Now, if you're working, you can say, I work as a teacher. I'm a software engineer. I work in marketing. I work for a construction company.
Oh, I see. So the structure is I'm a blank job title or I work as a blank job title.
Exactly, Jack. And if you don't have a job yet, you can also say something like, I'm currently looking for a job. I'm between jobs right now.
That's polite and honest. Good to know.
And if you do something different, like freelancing or volunteering, you can say, I'm a freelance designer. I volunteer at a community center. I run my own small business.
I like that. It makes you sound interesting and confident about your work.
Yes, and here's a useful tip for learners. When you talk about your job or studies, try to keep your sentence short and simple. Avoid long explanations at first.
So don't say something like, I'm working as an assistant manager in a company that builds, manages, and maintains multiple construction projects all across the region.
Exactly. That's too much for a first introduction. Instead, just say, I work as an assistant manager in a construction company. Keep it clear and short. You can share more details later if the person asks.
That's smart. So far I could say, hi, I'm Jack. I'm from London. I'm a student at Tokyo University.
Perfect. That's a smooth, complete start to your self-introduction.
Thanks. I feel like I'm already ready to meet new people in English.
That's the spirit, Jack.
What's next?
Next, we'll talk about how to mention your interests and hobbies. That's where your personality shines. All right, Jack, we've already covered your name, where you're from, and what you do. Now let's make your introduction more personal and interesting.
Ooh, that sounds fun. What do we add next?
The next step is to talk about your hobbies or interests, the things you like to do in your free time.
Ah, yes, because that helps people know more about your personality, right?
Exactly. When you talk about your hobbies, you're not just saying facts, you're showing who you are. For example, are you creative, adventurous, calm?
That's so true. So, what are some simple ways to say it?
You can start with short, easy phrases like these. I like, I love, I enjoy. In my free time, Let's look at a few examples. I like reading books. I love playing football. I enjoy watching movies. In my free time, I go for walks.
Oh, those are simple and clear. And you can mix them too, right? Like, I like cooking and listening to music.
Exactly, Jack. Just use and to connect two hobbies.
But Lily, what if someone has a lot of hobbies?
Great question. You can say, I have many hobbies, but my favorite one is I like many things, especially, for example, I have many hobbies, but my favorite one is painting. Or, I like many things, especially hiking and photography.
That's neat. It sounds friendly and natural.
Yes, and here's a little tip for learners. When you say your hobbies, smile and sound interested. It shows enthusiasm and helps you connect with the listener.
So don't sound bored like, I like reading.
Exactly. You can say it with a little energy. I really enjoy reading, especially mystery books.
Oh, adding a small detail like especially mystery books makes it sound more real.
You're absolutely right, Jack. It gives your listeners something to talk about next.
I see. So I can say I like cooking, especially trying new Indian dishes.
Perfect example. That shows your interest and invites conversation.
Okay, let me try my full introduction so far. Hi, I'm Jack. I'm from London. I'm a student at Tokyo University. In my free time, I love cooking and watching football.
That's amazing, Jack. It sounds natural, confident, and friendly. Exactly how a self-introduction should be.
Thanks. So after talking about hobbies, how do we end our introduction politely?
Good question. That's our next and final section. The final step is learning how to end your introduction, how to finish it nicely and politely.
Ah, yes. Sometimes I just stop awkwardly after saying my name and job, and then I don't know what to say next.
Don't worry, that's very common. The best way to end is with a simple, polite sentence, something that shows you're happy to meet the other person. Here are some easy examples. Nice to meet you. It's great to meet you. I'm happy to be here. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Those sound really friendly.
Yes, you can choose depending on the situation. For casual situations, nice to meet you or great to meet you. For formal situations, it's a pleasure to meet you or I'm happy to be here.
Okay, that makes sense. But Lily, what if I'm in a classroom or a meeting and I'm introducing myself to a group, not just one person?
Great question, again. In that case, you can end with a small group-friendly line like, I'm looking forward to learning with you all. I'm excited to be part of this group. Thank you for having me.
Oh, that's perfect. It shows respect and confidence.
Exactly. And remember, your body language matters too. Stand straight, make eye contact, and smile naturally.
Right, because communication isn't only about words, but also how you say them.
Absolutely. Words plus tone plus body language equals a confident introduction.
Okay, let me try a full version from the beginning to the end. Ready?
Go ahead, Jack.
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm from London.
I'm a student at Tokyo University. In my free time, I love cooking and watching football. It's great to meet you all.
That's perfect. Natural, warm, and easy to understand.
Thanks. I think our listeners can now build their own introductions using the same steps.
Definitely. In fact, here's a simple formula for everyone listening. Greeting plus name, where you're from, what you do, hobbies or interests, polite ending.
Nice. A 5-step structure for a perfect self-introduction.
Exactly. And don't worry if you make mistakes at first. The more you practice, the better and more natural you'll sound.
Practice makes perfect.
That's right. All right, listeners, we've reached the end of today's episode. Let's quickly recap everything we learned about introducing yourself in English.
Oh, yes, we covered so much today, Lily. I think a short summary will help everyone remember the key steps.
Definitely. So here we go. Step 1, start with agreeing and your name. For example, hi, I'm Ria, or good morning, my name is Arjun.
Right. And remember, your tone and smile matter a lot. Speak clearly and sound friendly.
Exactly. Then we had step 2, talk about where you're from. For example, I'm from Mumbai, or I'm from a small town in Japan.
You can even add more detail if you want. Like, I'm from Spain, but I live in Canada now.
Perfect. Step 3, say what you do. That means talking about your studies, your job, or your current situation.
Right. Like, I'm a student at Delhi University, or I work as an engineer.
Then we move to step 4, share a little about your hobbies or interests. Something like, I love playing guitar, or I enjoy cooking in my free time.
This part makes your introduction personal and memorable.
Exactly, Jack. And finally, step 5, end politely and naturally. For example, nice to meet you, or I'm happy to be here.
You can even say, I'm excited to learn with you all, if you're in a group setting.
Perfect summary, Jack.
Thanks, Lily. Honestly, I really enjoyed this topic. It's simple, but so useful for everyday English.
Before we end, Jack, what's your favorite tip from today's episode?
Good question. I think my favorite is don't just say words, say them with feeling. Because when you speak with a smile and confidence, even simple English sounds beautiful.
That's such a wonderful point, Jack. Communication is not only about vocabulary, it's about connection.
Exactly. And I think our listeners should practice introducing themselves every day, maybe in front of a mirror or with a friend.
Oh, yes. Or even record yourself speaking, then listen and improve your pronunciation.
That's a great idea. Just remember, it's okay to make mistakes. What matters is that you keep practicing and keep blooming.
Beautifully said, Jack. And that's all for today's episode of Speech Bloom. We hope you learned how to introduce yourself in a simple, clear, and confident way.
Yes, and if you liked today's lesson, make sure to share this podcast with your friends who are also learning English.
You can also follow Speech Bloom for more fun, story-based English learning episodes every day.
Remember, practice your introduction today. Maybe say it to your mirror or even your cat, just like I do.
Poor cat. But yes, practice makes you confident.
Thank you for listening, everyone. Keep learning, keep smiling, and keep blooming with your English.
Goodbye and see you in the next episode of Speech Bloom.
Goodbye, and see you in the next episode of Speech Bloom.